It's so lovely. I'm so glad to see you so early in the morning. And because it warms my heart and it's 28 degrees outside, I am just thankful for you. Welcome to the podcast. This is Unblock Yourself. I am your host. I am a certified speaker, trainer, coach who believes in influence, transform, and change. And I do that by motivating, educating, and establishing principles and methods to have your sustainable thinking get you through your day to where you want to be. I help you find your destination, where you get you to your destination. Today is faith determination. The last episode was about the law of persistence. Persistent is my word for this year. I'm working toward everything that I'm working toward. And with that being said, I'm trying to be persistent in getting there. Good morning. And today, with that, the law of persistence had some of the same wording of the law of determination. So today is faith determination. It's because it has a little bit of faith in there. And it states this: the law of determination says your ability to endure through setbacks and adversity is a measure of the belief you have in yourself and your ability to exceed. So with that being said, determination and persistence work together. They work for you. This law works for you when you know who you are, okay, and what you're doing or why you're doing it. So when we have those two things established, we see determination kick in, and then when determination is kicked in, persistence drives it, right? So determination and persistence is going to keep you on track to where you're going, right? So no matter what the blockages come up and you can't see your way, your determination and persistence guides you even though you can't see where you're going, because of the faith that you have in yourself and what God has called you to do is going to push you. So we get frustrated when we get those blockages, right? We like this, and most people just turn around and say, well, it wasn't for me. But when your faith pushes you and determination and persistence kick in, those blockages are there, you still push through it, even though, you come through it because you have to. You can't do anything else. That's part of you. And yesterday was Martin Luther King Day, and he left a legacy for his kids and his children's children. The things that he lived out what he believed. And I was looking at how he did it. How did he get those people to march and stand with him? Because normally when those obstacles or those people come up against you, if they don't believe what you believe totally, then it's easy for them to fall away. Well, he had them sign a commitment card. I printed it out. It's kind of cool. He had them sign a non-violent commitment. And here were the 10 points to it. And I just wanted to go over this because what he did, he had them. Well, I'll talk about that in a second. Here, just check these out. Meditate. This is number 1. Meditate daily on the teachings and life of Jesus. Man, we're here to march. Number 1 is meditate daily on the teachings and life of Jesus. And it works together. You'll see. Number 2, remember always that the nonviolent movement seeks justice and reconciliation, not victory. Now, this is how, now let's parallel this to our lives. It's funny because what we do is we try to get the money, which is the result. And it's like the side effect of our accomplishing what we set out to do. So when we get our success, then the money comes. Well, this is saying the same thing. The nonviolent movement seeks justice and reconciliation, not victory. Because if you get this justice and you get the reconciliation, the victory's there. That's just the result of you getting what you did. That was the result of the success of the nonviolent movement. So, number 3, walk and talk in manner of love, for God is love. So, your speech. Now, the only thing that can control your mouth is your heart and your brain. Your heart and your brain. Your mind. So, what if God is there, if love is there, and love is there, then what you're going to speak is love. And God is love. Now, when you have that hate, I don't like this, and it's working in both places, you're going to speak that. And that's going to go against God because God is love. Pray daily to be used by God in order that all men might be free. So praying daily by God. It's interesting that in order that all men might be free. Now, when Jesus picked up the scroll, when he first started his ministry, the first words that came out of his mouth is, you have to read it. But you'll notice what did he come to do? And it deals with that. So check it out. Sacrifice personal wishes in order that all men might be free. Sacrifice personal wishes in order that all men might be free. Observe with both friend and foe the ordinary rules of courtesy. Seek to perform regular service for others and for the world. Acts of service. Refrain from violence of fist, the violence of tongue, or the violence in your heart. So, refrain from violence of fist, tongue, or heart. This is a non-violent agreement, right? It's for a non-violent movement. So, even though you might say, I'm not gonna use these on you, but if your heart and your tongue is still speaking violence, you're breaking that agreement, because that goes back to God is love. All right, strive to be good in spiritual and bodily health. And the last one was follow the directions of the movement and of the captain on a demonstration. That meant there was a system. He had people in place to lead. He had leaders in place. So they were organized, focused on who they were and what they were doing and why they were doing it. So he had all that set up for those people who was going to follow him. So he had the success because he had those things in place. He had the know. He was organized and focused, but he had to know what he was doing. He had to know who he was, what he was doing, and why he was doing it. And for you to follow him, you had to know who you were, what you were doing, and why you were doing it. And when you have those in place, you have the law of determination working for you. It gives you the ability, remember from the definition, it gives you the ability to endure through setbacks and adversity. So whatever comes up against you, you have the power to power through it. So with this week, as we start this week, let's get organized. And I'm praying that you know who you are. You know what you're doing and why you're doing it. Not necessarily in that order, because, as the book says, start with why. And your why comes from who you know, because they're going to tell you this is who you are, this is what you're to do, and that's why you're doing it. All right, you guys have a great day. Fist bump, boom.